Hello Pioneers, welcome back to another episode in our Satisfactory series. Last episode, we unlocked foundations and assemblers and designed a factory layout for reinforced iron plates. This episode, we're automating rotor production with a second factory, finishing the last milestones in Tier 1 and 2 and building the space elevator, the gateway to Tier 3 technology. Let's get started. Start off this episode by addressing some of the things that you lovely commenters have taught me about this game in the comments section of my previous videos. Now, one of the first things I'm a little bit sad about is that apparently when I was setting up my initial foundation last episode and I was just randomly placing it, apparently you could hold control to snap it to the world grid. Now, that's a really cool thing, and I'd love my entire factory to be aligned to the world grid. Let's see how far off I actually am. Oh, it's both rotated in the wrong orientation and definitely not aligned to the world grid. Now, it doesn't really matter because, like I said, these prototype factories that I'm making right now are all very temporary. I'm sure I'll be tearing it down one day and making better factories, but knowing this information, my second factory that I built this episode will definitely be aligned to the world grid and not aligned to this factory. What that means is temporarily, this factory is going to look really wonky in comparison to the rest of the factory. But that's fine. Live and learn. The other thing one of my viewers said is apparently instead of rerouting my power cables, I can just select my power pole and hover it over one of my power lines and put it down, invalid aim location. Apparently we're meant to be able to put it in between two power poles and it will automatically insert a new power pole without having to reroute the actual power wires. Let's try here. Nope, it doesn't work. Ah, okay. I see how it works. I think I did it. Let me undo that again. Let's try that again. How did I do that? So apparently if I just click this, then I can drag it anywhere and we can see that the new power line now intercepts the existing power line and I don't have to manually reroute both lines. Okay, that's a very, very useful trick. Thank you very much for my commenter that suggested that. We're going to definitely make use of that in the future. I really do appreciate all your comments on my videos, so keep them coming. Let me know what I can do better, what you enjoy in the series, and any feedback and improvements you would like me to make. I just noticed there's a calendar here. What is this thing? Merry Fixmas.
Welcome to Fixmas, an official Fix-It seasonal event, brought to you by official Fix-It Fun Engineers. Fixmas is based on a seasonal holiday popular in several cultures and religions, often seen as a winter holiday because no one actually cares about Australasia. The event is vetted to be 100% pioneer-appropriate fun and is not obligatory. Fixmas enables many new distracting activities focused on building the giant Fixmas tree. These activities involve the MAM, the Fixmas calendar, and those abominations falling from the sky. There is more, but I don't care. In the interest of us all, I will tell you that Fixmas has caused stress, lack of focus, general despair, and physical injury to many pioneers. It is the worst scoring event ever created by Fix-It and has gotten backlash for its blatant cultural inappropriateness. So when you inevitably change your mind and decide to disable this event, you will have chosen humanity and kittens and puppies, you will have chosen truth and empathy, you will have made me proud.
Oh my god, Ada, there are so many insulting remarks in that little dialogue that I can't even begin to address. First of all, if you can't tell already, I am from Australasia. I'm from Australia, if you can't tell from my accent. So thank you very much. No one cares about Australia. That's fair enough. But anyway, apparently we can disable Fixmas, which is something that one of my viewers told me about as well. Don't see, it's not really harming us, so I don't really care. We've got these Fixmas presents, which I'm widely ignoring. I wonder if everything that it gives us is just aesthetic more than functional. It probably would be, right? It makes sense. Why would they give us something functional for your factory that's in a temporary event? But anyway, enough waffling. Let's get on with this episode. I'd like to unlock the rest of the things in Tier 2. Now, these things aren't immediately useful to me, but we have all the resources to do this, so why not? Let's start with, jump pads we don't. We need to make rotors for jump pads, which is fair enough. Let's start with this resource sync program, because apparently we get an awesome sync, an awesome shop, and a build gun upgrade customizer. What does that do? Adds a new tab to the menu, the customizer. Okay, I guess this is just for some aesthetic things, but we might as well just unlock this stuff. We have all these materials anyway, so we've got the concrete. We almost have enough for, we have enough for that. We've almost got enough rods and we just need some plates. So let me just get some rods and plates. We can get rods out of this machine. We can grab plates out of this machine. Fantastic. And we will launch. Now, another one of my commenters said that I keep missing the rocket launches. Ah, there we go.
Milestone reached. You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as AWESOME. Your awesome input allows Fixit to comprehend our amazing universe more clearly. In appreciation of this, we have generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing parts of varying quantity and complexity into the awesome resource sink will grant Fixit coupons. These coupons can be redeemed in the Awesome Shop for highly desirable items such as new foundations, walls, factory attachments, cosmetics, parts, and more. Next time you have additional resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
So we've unlocked the Awesome Shop and the Awesome Sink. Let's have a quick read to see how this works. The Awesome Sink. Got excess resources? Fear not, for Fixit does not waste. The newly developed Awesome Sink turns any and all useful parts into research data just as fast as you can supply them. Participating pioneers will be compensated with coupons that can be spent at the Awesome Shop. Okay, fantastic. So that means we can continuously produce things that we don't even need and just send them to this shop, which will, send them to this sink, which will in turn give us coupons that we can use to buy something useful. Let's have a look at what's in the actual shop. I assume that's where the coupons go. Ah, it's this tiny little thing. How cute. It's going to drop it over here for now. So it does require some power, but then I can put stuff in there to get coupons out. Let's see what's available in the shop first and if there's anything useful. A factory cart? Is this like a thing that I can drive around in? That sounds awesome. Oh, that's awesome. So this gives us a lot of different unlocks for various things. Conveyor lift floor hole, conveyor lift ceiling mount. Oh, wow. These are super useful. We got signs. Okay, we can have different customization options for materials. Fantastic. We get lots of different foundations like stairs and all these weird corner ramps and things like that. That looks amazing. Ah, here we go. We got all that different walls and stuff. We can do windows, we can do conveyor walls, all these other random things that I don't know what use I have for right now. We can do ladders and catwalks and industrial walkways. Man, this sounds awesome. And they don't require copious amounts of coupons, so that's good. Oh, we can directly buy parts if we want to. Not sure why we would waste our coupons doing that. But let's see how many coupons we can actually get. Let's connect this thing to power. Do we have a spare plug here? There's a power line here connected to nothing. Alright, I'll just use this power line. I think this was my old biomass thing. That's convenient. So we can put some stuff in there. Let's see how many, like, what can I put in there? Let's have a look. If we put in there, say, like, some concrete. We have, like, some spare concrete, right? How do we put this on? Do we have to have it feeding via a belt? In that case, I might need to move this thing. I'm just going to do something terrible for now. I'm just going to put a little storage container and put that over there. Then if we configure this storage container and we, like, say, chuck in some concrete and the concrete comes out, and once it goes into this machine, let's have a look at how many coupons it gave. I put 20 concrete in there. Let's see if we can trade 20 concrete for 1 coupon. Yes, I know it's going through a rock at the moment. It's terrible. My designs are a little bit lazy at the moment because I put the thing here temporarily. But it looks like it's working now. No refunds. Don't accidentally put anything super valuable. Standard points until next coupon. 320. Amazing. Alright. So it's not horrible. I mean, that 20 concrete almost got us 1 coupon. I don't know what I'm going to use the coupons for right now, but I just want to go over to the old factory that we set up, grab some of our reinforced iron plates, because that's quite a complex part, right? And we're going to go and chuck that into our machine and see what that does. We got 79. Let me right click that to split the stack. That's also something somebody taught me. Let's chuck 39 in there and see what 39 gives us. I know I'm throwing away reinforced iron plates, but it's for the cause. I just want to test one. Oh, this gives us heaps. Look at that. Each one is giving us like massive amounts of points. Now, is this going up higher and higher every time? Ah, yeah, it's definitely going up higher and higher. So our first few coupons are kind of like free, and then it kind of exponentially goes higher and higher as you unlock more things. That makes sense. So you don't just unlock the entire shop in one go. But check it out. We have a few coupons now. It says we have none. Do I have to take the coupons out? We got 5 coupons, right? How do I can print the coupons here. We'll let this thing do its thing first. Okay, that's all of our reinforced concrete that we've chucked in. It gave us 5 coupons, so we can print our coupons. Fantastic. Now we have some coupons to spend in the shop. What should we buy? I feel like this stuff can be useful, these conveyor lift floor holes. Is it just, this is purely aesthetic. Oh my god, wall power. Double wall outlet Mark 1. That sounds super useful. 3 power. 3 coupons to get. That's like all my coupons though. Do I want this or do I directly just want the Mark 2? When do we even get Mark 2? Because I feel like Mark 1 is kind of a waste of coupons. Only 3 coupons, not horrible. So many things that I want. These conveyor walls sound awesome. Then we can seal off our factory and put better walls in. I feel like this first power outlet thing is like the most useful thing. But let's just save our coupons for now. We'll come back and when we actually build our factory and we need something, we'll use them. Let me put them away first. I think the first thing that we want to build is our stuff for jump pads and logistics. We've already automated everything for logistics too. But I think the power stuff is probably going to be located in phase 3. So not only do we need to unlock this, we might as well just unlock this now. You can get some of these, some of these. It needs concrete. All right, let me grab the rest of these materials and see what we're missing. We're missing quite a bit of stuff. We still need 50 of our reinforced concrete, but that's fine. We'll just slowly unlock that and we'll start designing our next factory. If you notice, the other milestone to unlock the jump pads requires rotors. So to make rotors, we're going to need to start a new factory. Now, like I said, our current factory isn't aligned to the world grid, so I might set up my new factory such that it is. Now, I do want to, yeah, we'll just ignore our current factory and just build our new factory over here. Let's see what the full process for making rotors actually is before we get started, so we know what materials we might need. Now, this is a new process, so it looks like it just needs screws and rods this time. So that's fantastic, because that means we don't need plates or anything. That doesn't look super hard. The ratio of it is a lot of screws to a few rods. Okay, that's fine. The rods also turn into screws themselves. So we'll figure out the ratios and then we'll build ourselves a factory to do this. It can be quite a small factory. I don't know how many rotors I actually need. Now I'm going to do something I haven't done for a while, which is scanning. We're going to scan for new iron ore to see where I can pick up some more ore. There's ore pretty much everywhere. So we've already gotten the one over here, I believe. Unless we haven't. Is this new? So we've already picked up this one. It's all ticked, right? There's another set of ore just over here, apparently. That's nice and convenient. So we can do a miner here. Is it just one? Yeah, it looks like this one's just one. But we can... Oh, wait, no, there's 2. So yeah, we've got 2 here again. So we can set up a similar factory to make rotors like we did just before. Let me just figure out where's a good spot to do that. Probably along here. This looks like a pathway to somewhere. I feel like this is a pathway to somewhere. I probably don't want to build it directly there. But there's also miners over here. So maybe we can just set up our factory like along here somewhere. We'll start it from this rock, I guess. Seems like as good of a place as any. So let me grab a foundation. Let me do everything with foundation 1 meter. I feel like that's probably the best way to go. So we'll go over here and we will rebind our number 5 to this. It's probably more useful. So if I press control, it will snap this to the world grid. I'm missing iron plates, so let me go grab some materials. And I think we'll start our brand new factory right over here. Let me clear some of this foliage around here first. Now we can fuel our new factory. Oh, we've got an achievement. Destroy 1,000 foliage. That is very in line with Fixit's motto of exploiting. So I'm happy with that. Got to align to our company objectives, guys. Remember, whenever you work for any corporation, you always have to align yourself, or at least pretend to align yourself to their strategic values. Just a little corporate wisdom for you guys. Let's align our world grid to our factory this time. So if we hit control, we should be able to snap this to something. Now, if we rotate this, see, it's how you rotate this like this. It rotates a little bit, but once you're snapped to the world grid, it doesn't rotate anymore. So you know this is the orientation intended by the world. So we can snap one here, and that is going to be the start of our factory. This is kind of annoying that it doesn't automatically then snap to this thing. There we go. Let me rotate everything properly, and we'll make our standard 4x4 factory. I feel like 4x4 is a good sort of size for a starter factory, right? Here's our nice little creative box that we're going to do all our factories in. And I think we've left maybe enough room. I think underneath the factory, right? We usually did the walls. Oh, can I build the walls like underneath? Yep, I can build them downward. Like this. And then technically our floor would be here, but that's not going to work for us. I was thinking, can I build my smelters underneath here? But apparently it doesn't like that. So I guess we'll just use these as like foundation, since we haven't gotten anything for foundation yet, just to make our factory look semi-decent, I guess. We want to be reasonably aesthetic whenever we can. Although being reasonably aesthetic is currently costing me what little iron plate I have, so I don't know how aesthetic I want to be rather than functional. Let's also check on our power situation at the moment. So we're producing 120 and consuming about 60 still, so power-wise I guess we're fine, because we're not really... I don't know why it's not consuming that much, it's kind of weird. Like all these machines constantly producing stuff, I feel like mathematically should be consuming way more than 120 by now. But apparently our power system's perfectly okay with this at the moment, so I'm not going to question it. We'll grab some more plates. We kind of need more plates all the time. I'm just going to temporarily reroute this iron rod machine to make plates until we need rods again, because I feel like we need way more plates than rods at the moment, just to build our factory up. Now, I know these walls aren't completely necessary, but I like to just have something that looks something seemingly reasonable, right? Like instead of a big platform just floating in midair. Now, if we really don't want to waste any space, we can probably route our iron from these two mines sideways into here, into a couple of smelters, and then bring the smelted product up without actually creating a whole level just for smelters. Because I feel like we can fit them in here, even if we're not allowed to put foundation on the actual floor. So the floor would go here, obviously, but given that I don't think the game's going to let us put any more foundation sort of sticking into the ground this way. So we'll just have to align it with some sort of foundation here and see if it doesn't poke through the floor. Let's give that a go. Now I think if I just align it to the edge over here and say on this side as well, if it lets me snap to the floor. Is this reasonably in line, you guys reckon? Looks reasonably in line to me. So we've got two smelters coming out here. We can build two miners over here. We need to grab some portable miners. We can route those minerals into our smelters and we can go from there. There's one. And there's two portable miners. We'll go build our miners on the new nodes. Trying to figure out what orientation I want these in. Doesn't like this little iron chunk over here, so let's get it out of the way. Probably want it to face out something like this. Now remember, the rule is the belting that isn't part of a foundation or factories, the belts from the miners over to the actual factory. I don't really care about aligning them or anything, so we're just going to get them in however which way we can. That looks a little bit too janky though. I just realized you can click once and then adjust the height of the belt. How cool is that? And we can get it in something like that. I think they've done really well with like the sort of height, like the mechanics to deal with height has been done very well, which I really like. I can do something like this and then adjust the height and tell it to sort of like match the height of the actual going into this section, so it doesn't look too crazy and janky. I mean, it doesn't look fantastic or anything. It's a completely disorganized mess, but it's less of a disorganized mess. At least everything's sort of lined up. It's not going like up and down weirdly. Yeah, I mean, this is sort of going up and down weirdly, but yeah, at some point it needs to go up, right? To line up. Now, we've got these configured to smelt iron ingots now. And with all that iron ingot, we might as well just merge it all up and then get it cleanly up to the next part of our factory. So we'll grab our merger. Now my merger somewhere in the center of these two things. I don't really care about aligning this section because, as you can see, it's already not even on foundation. So we'll just get it in however which way, and we're out of plates again. So let's go grab some more. So we'll get our first conveyor in this way, our second conveyor in this way, and then this conveyor can come over here somewhere and then link to something that takes it upstairs. Now, do we want the iron coming out directly in the center? Probably. So let me put a conveyor lift somewhere. Now, which one of these things is probably not so useful to actually have on my hotbar? Probably number 4. Do I need to have this thing? Yeah, I kind of do. How do I scroll between my hotbars? Ah, here we go. Alt scroll is changing the actual hotbar. So I can alt scroll to 2 and then have a different set of stuff over here. So yeah, I'll think about my hotbars in a bit, but now that I know how to do that, that's probably very useful. What was I trying to do? A conveyor lift. So I'm just gonna do all my conveyor stuff maybe on bar 2 then. So I'll put this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That's all our logistics stuff on bar 2. I gotta get used to all these hotkeys. Bear with me while I do that. Now, how can I position this snapped to an actual thing? Is this actually snapped to something? I have no idea. Maybe I can snap it to a like conveyor belt thing that I put over here. Use this as the lining up device. It's kind of difficult. Is that snapped to where I want it to be snapped to? Try different building techniques. Like say I want a belt here, and then I want a conveyor lift that attaches to this thing. I need some ramps that go up here as well. Alright, first of all, I need to learn a couple of building techniques. For example, how do I control the direction of my belt? Like, how do I know which way it goes? They both have the same arrow. So I want, like, whatever conveyor lift comes out to connect to this belt, right? And now will it let me build the conveyor lift? Yes, kind of. Yeah, this is exactly what I want. So I can do that, and now I can get a conveyor belt going in there, and that should get me my smelted ore in there and out of here. It's going to add a ramp around the back as well to give easy access when I'm behind the whole system. Kind of hard to get up into my factory at the moment. But yeah, here we go. We've got our 2 smelters going into a merger. The merger is going into a conveyor lift, and now it should bring the iron upstairs. With the iron upstairs, we need this whole thing to go into some sort of a... Well, it's already being smelted, so we just need constructors, right? One, maybe like 2. One to make iron into screws, and one to just turn it directly into iron rods. So we can get rid of this pole now, because that was just for our placeholder, and we can directly get it into a splitter. So if we add our splitter, which is number 5 now, over here, we can do the thing that we did last time and make sure we add a little conveyor belt that goes from here into the splitter. Is that lined up, or is that like not lined up? It is not lined up. Let me just stand directly on top of it and then add a splitter like inside it. I don't know if this is a good design idea to have these like hidden invisible belts like this. I'm not sure I like it, but yeah. Conserve some space on our factory floor. So the minimum amount of turn that we can do is something like this. And now that can go directly into a conveyor. This is a very similar setup to what we had before, but I don't think this game has given us any ability to blueprint anything or anything like that. So we're just gonna have to work with what we have at the moment. So this one can make iron rods, and then we want exactly the same thing on the other end. Something like that. And we want the other side to make rods as well, basically. Oh, I just realized you can pipette with middle mouse button. That's awesome. So I don't have to keep going through my hotkeys. So we'll put one here. Hopefully I've lined that up this time properly. Looks like I have. And this one will also make iron rods, but then these iron rods will then immediately turn into iron screws, I think. Do something like that. And that can turn into screws because that just requires rods, right? That'll create 40 screws per minute, and this thing will create 15 rods per minute. Now, the ratio is completely wrong for what I'm trying to do, but that's perfectly fine. Now, I remember to now belt all this into a single assembler is kind of difficult. Not difficult, but just no way to do like a clean belt unless I do some loop-de-loop S shape into here. So maybe we can try that for this design. Because last time we had the building sort of overhanging off the edge of our factory. So let's try something different this time. So while we're in this second toolbar, we can probably also get all our basic buildings here, right? So like our constructors, we can make that, or we can start with smelters. Make that 6, 7, and 8. So we've got our basic buildings here. Now we want this building, right? And we want basically one of the holes to align directly with this and give it as much room as possible. Something like that. All right, we need some rotors. Let me go build some. We need rotors to build our rotor factory. We've got plenty of materials to build our rotors. We only need 4. All right, let's chuck down our assembler now. We've got all the materials. Let's just put it on the edge over here so that the output can come down a conveyor lift and out somewhere. I kind of also like the idea of it coming out somewhere different to where the actual things are, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm like rambling. All right, let's think about it this way. When the when we finish building everything, there needs to be a spot for where the final output comes down. And I think maybe like over here, right? So say we have like a little ramp over here. We need the thing to come down here and store it into a box here. Something like that. So let's see if we can get that to happen by aligning our assembler over here, and then we'll worry about the belting. So we want our assembler to sort of do something like this, right? On the edge of our building. And maybe overhanging a little bit. I think that's okay. Maybe that overhangs a little bit too much, but we want space for our, yeah, maybe that's a little bit too much. Let me try bringing it back a little bit. No, actually, that should be fine. We'll try belting it in like this. I mean, it might look a little bit janky. Ah, it looks horrible. I don't like any of how this works. So maybe I'll just change the design a little bit. According to my control snapping, this lines up one of the holes, and that's a perfectly straight conveyor belt. We just need to S-bend this conveyor belt in. So let me just try to do that the cleanest way I can figure out how. Which is first to make a bend like this, as tight as possible. Then we can try to make another S-bend like this. That looks still reasonable. And then we want to bring it over here, and then kind of bend it in like that. That looks terrible. Nope, apparently this is the only way to bend it in. Kind of looks like a weird V, but kind of fine, I guess. Then do we even need this conveyor pole in the middle? Maybe this thing's the one that's like screwing everything up. Let me try again. We'll just go straight in then. We might as well. Like, it doesn't really matter, right? So it looks a little bit janky on this side, but should be fine. At least we've got the thing coming out. So we can now get this thing coming down and going into our storage container, right? Something like that. You know, it intercepts with this little conveyor a little bit, so it doesn't look perfect. But like I said, I don't want to focus too much on aesthetics right now. There's going to be a lot of things that we're going to have to change in the near distant future anyway, especially as we unlock new and cooler technologies. So we don't want to waste too much time doing this. I want to make my factory look as nice as possible with as little effort as possible. Invalid belt shape. It doesn't like this, so we might need to move this up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Nice and easy. And that now gives us a nice little ability to grab the material that we need. We just need to put a little ramp somewhere. Building ramps upwards is impossible. Let me just grab some more building materials. There we go. Now we can grab our rotors out of this storage container. We shouldn't ever have to come up to configure our factory, but if we ever need to check on it, we can always come up. We haven't built any power yet. Let me configure this thing to make our rotor. That's our second complex component down. So we're definitely getting there, guys. Now, how many machines do I have up here? 4. So I need to get some power poles going. I don't have those wall power things yet because I haven't bought them. But we can just use regular power poles for now. We'll hook up these two to this one. Now we'll hook up these two to this one. We'll connect these. Now we'll bring one directly downwards. Now there's nowhere for me to line this up because I don't have a foundation down here, but we can just chuck that there. And that should be connected from the one directly above us. Now these two can connect into here. We need 2 for the miner. We'll chuck one in the middle, connect that power up there, and now we can connect this entire thing to our grid. So we'll stick a power pole, I guess, just in the middle here for now, connect that into this one, and this one can be our main output into our power grid. Now, our power grid only connects from the front, so we need more power poles. Connect into this one for now. No, we shouldn't do that. Let me sever that power connection and just put another one over here because there's not enough connections to keep connecting into this singular one. So we'll have a second one to divert power. That's fine. Everything here should be powered now. Let's just check that everything is working. So yeah, we're definitely getting the iron ore out. But I should check this is actually iron ore and not some other random ore. And that should smelt it. It's all configured. If we go up the top of our factory, it should make iron rods into screws into rotors. Now, nothing here is at ratio. Obviously, it's not like it seems to be like 5 screws to 1 rod is the ratio. And this is definitely not producing at 5 screws to 1 rod. This is producing 15 rods and this thing is producing 40 screws, I believe. So it's definitely not in ratio or anything, but that's fine. It can just slowly produce rotors. I'm not worried about efficiency right now. I just want the ability to have like all the different parts that I actually need to progress my factory. While that's slowly whirring up that factory, let's go load up the rest of our components into our hub so that we can unlock some more milestones. Now, iron plate machines have been hard at work, but I don't think it's given us enough iron plates yet to fulfill our quota, or maybe it has. And I did pick up reinforced iron plates earlier, so I think we have enough to unlock logistics 2 now. We've got our 50 plates and we've got our 300 iron plates. Sorry, our 50 reinforced plates and our 300 iron plates. Let's launch the ship and go have a look and listen to Ada. What insults do you have for us now?
Fixit would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency. Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list. Stay efficient, don't disappoint, Fixit.
Okay. That wasn't too insulting. I was expecting more from you, Ada. I'm disappointed. I haven't got my daily dose of masochism yet. Okay. So we've got everything. Now we just need, jump pads is the last thing in tier 2. And that needed those 50 rotors. And I don't have the 50 rotors right now, nor the 300 iron plates. But I can get my 200 cables. I can't load anything in until my pod returns. Fair enough. That's fine. We can go back and check in on our rotor factory now. Oh no, our biofuel is running out. I just realized we're running on no biofuel at the moment. We need to definitely put in some more trees and stuff because we're out of biomass. But there's a whole lovely forest up here that we can work with, so I'm not worried. Our lovely power system that we built back in episode 2 is still completely functional. Just got to chuck more leaves and wood in here. And it will continue to power our system. And it doesn't require too much maintenance. I built 2 entire factories before I had to go and gather more raw materials to fuel my actual factory. So I think it's a pretty decent power system in the interim until we can find something better. We're obviously still looking for a better, more permanent power source where I don't ever have to go chop down anything to fuel it. But I'm sure that will come over time. Alright, fantastic. Our power system is loaded up. Let's check on our rotors. Have we just created any rotors, or is it still doing stuff, or what have I broken? Let's have a look. It should have created a rotor by now. All of this is jammed, so obviously something is wrong with something. Let's go check it out. So it's this thing again. Nothing's coming out of here. It's definitely going up the conveyor lift, right? Let me get rid of this and have a look. Oh, what the heck? There's another conveyor lift here. How do I undo? Why do I have another conveyor lift here? That is so confusing. And I've just dismantled my floor. Wow, what have I done? Alright, let's put in a new floor. Let's chuck in a new splitter. Oof, is this the right spot for the splitter? Is this still connected if I put it in exactly the same spot? I have no idea. We're about to find out. Hey, it worked. Nice, I fixed it somehow. Did I fix it? Why is it not coming out of this side? There we go. Now it's fixed. It's coming out both sides. It's going into this machine. This machine is making rods. This machine is also making rods. Yep, there we go. Oh, and now our power grid's shut down. That makes a lot of sense because our power grid, first of all, we need more power to actually get everything going. But I don't think this many biofuel machines actually support it. There's 200 in here. Let me just check that all 4 currently have enough fuel. There's 200 in here. There's 200 in here. And there's 200 in here. So all of these are fully loaded with fuel. That just means we need more machines, which is perfectly fine. We've made the system reasonably extendable. So we can just add in another one of these somewhere. Connect this up. Make another biomass burner over here somewhere. We just line this up manually. Hook that up this way. Same dealios on this side. I know it's not lined up perfectly. I don't really care about this power system anymore. It only needs to last a little bit longer. Now we can split half our fuel just to get it going for now. We need to, of course, connect this into a power system of some sort. Luckily, I've got a new power pole right here. But I think I will make another power pole. Just in case we need more power soon. Oh, this is getting super messy. One day I will clean up these power poles when I get Mark II power poles, I guess. But for now, it's just going to do this. Now everything is connected. We've got an extra bunch of power. So in theory, if I just turn this on, it's not going to blow up my entire factory. There we go. We've got 180 megawatts and we're consuming about 100 megawatts now. Fantastic. Not too painful to extend the power system, which means that I did a satisfactory job creating this power system, which is all we want to do, right? We want to create our systems reasonably extensively and make it not so hard to extend upon once we need to. Of course, at the same time, we don't want to spend too much time dealing with complex systems right now because we're still in the very early stages of the game, and I'm sure the game will provide us better ways of doing a lot of things very soon. Now, we are finally producing our rotors, I believe, once this screw machine finally inputs some screws into here. Yeah, there we go. And it's finally constructing a rotor. Fantastic. Now all we need to do is sort of chill and wait till we get 50 of these. But that's fine because we're still waiting for all the other components, and let's just see what else we need. So we can chuck in our cables, we can chuck in all our plates for now. We're not going to need any plates because we don't plan to build anything anytime soon. I would like to speed up my plate production a little bit because at the moment our plate production is extremely slow. It's just these two machines at the moment. Soon to be down to one machine because this thing should be making iron rods. But we've almost got all our plates. About 290, and we just need our 50 rotors. Now that's going to take forever to make, so we're in no rush to get this jump pad done. So I think maybe we can do a little bit of exploring. Now when we unlocked the MAM last episode, we also unlocked a map, right? Let's have a look at our old milestones. Field research. We've unlocked the map. Now it's given us no information on what the heck the map is. If I press M, will that bring up a map? Oh, fantastic. Alright, so now we have a map. We can see where we are. This means nothing to me. There's nothing on my map that tells me anything. What do these buttons do? They're markers I can put down. That's fair enough. So we're in this like little flat valley sort of thing, and we haven't explored anywhere around us. So maybe we should do a little bit of exploration, but let's do exploration with a little bit of purpose. So first of all, if we look at our alien MAM thing, what did MAM stand for? Molecular Analysis Machine. I'm still thinking in a different game like Shapes 2 where MAM stands for Make Anything Machine, but obviously it's not that in this game. So we can research different things, the megafauna, right? So if we find some hatches, whatever they are, we can grab their carapaces and things like that and start making these bioorganic things. Yes, okay. How do we make these alien protein again? I have no idea. And if we find these nutrient things like paleberry, we can also unlock whatever this thing is, this nutritional processor. And bacon agaric. Obviously, if we find more power slugs, that'll be good as well because we can do whatever this is. Scannable power slugs. That feels like a very useful upgrade. How do I... So if I just get these materials, apparently it'll just let me do that. Let's have a look. We've got the rods. We'll grab some screws. And let's see if we can get that scannable power slugs. And maybe we'll go hunt some power slugs down and maybe that'll give us some useful stuff. So we can start the research. It's very quick. Fantastic. So now we can scan for power slugs, apparently. I'm assuming I just press V.
Power slugs extract latent energy from their surroundings to sustain themselves. By tuning the object scanner to the particular potential energy signature, it is now able to locate them against the background environmental static.
Okay. Apparently we've unlocked the ability to scan power slugs, but I don't see it in my V menu. This yellow thing allows us to get power shards, and now we have access to all of the materials required to unlock it. So if we can find ourselves a yellow power slug, that would be fantastic. And that allows us to get something called overclocking. And I have no idea what overclocking does, but it sounds very useful. Then we've got a bunch of stuff that we have no idea what it is. It doesn't give us anything. So yeah, let's just run around and look for some fauna and stuff like that, and paleberries and whatnot to shove in our molecular analysis machine while we wait for our 50 rotors. Now obviously I don't want to go fight this giant whale thing because, you know, it's not hurting anybody, it's not destroying our factory. It's just trying to wander around living its best life, but we don't need its parts for anything, I don't think. So I'm not going to go ahead and destroy it. We've got 7 rotors, so we can probably wander around for like 20 minutes or so, look for some cool stuff. Now I guess west is as good of a direction as any direction to proceed, so let's just go west. Still don't know how to scan for the power slugs because I'm pressing V and it's still only giving me 3 things to scan for. But we'll just run around and see what this world has to offer. So we've got some limestone over here. What is this thing? Is this a bird? What if I kill the bird? Okay, doesn't do anything. We'll just keep heading westwards. What is this? Ah, there's our pale berries. So we can grab our pale berries and shove it in our MAM.
Potential edible collected. If consumed before authorized is compatible with the human digestive system by Fixit, the consumer is responsible for any and all consequences. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Cool, thank you, Ada. Now I see something cool up there, so let's go check it out. I can jump my way up these rocks. That'll be fantastic. Looks like some Fixit wreckage. Oh, 45 rotors. Okay, that's convenient. That's exactly what we needed. What else do we have around here? It doesn't look like we have anything else. Is there something I can dismantle? Doesn't look like we can dismantle anything. We got some reinforced iron plates, which is also fantastic. Is it just random scrap material? There's nothing like super valuable. Oh, a drop pod. It requires 45 rotors to open it? Is that what it's telling me? Or does it just require 1 rotor to open it? Wow, what is in here? A hard drive containing Fixit data to analyze. Cool, cool, cool. What do you have to say about this, Ada?
Successfully acquired. All pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for analysis in the MAM, which may result in benefits to the Fixit mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fixit designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
Cool, we got some damaged hard drives to analyze, and we're not allowed to talk about why there may be a Fixit damaged craft around here. That's fair enough. Corporate don't want you to talk about bad things, and you shouldn't. Oh, we got steel pipes. I'm sure that'll be useful as well. And we got some concrete. Can I like scan the area just to see if I'm missing something to pick up? Because it's really hard to spot things on the floor that is pick-upable versus just random decoration on the floor. But anyway, that's fine. We've got some steel pipes. That sounds useful for later. Now, there was a blue power slug over here that I saw from a distance, but without the ability to scan for it, I have no idea how to actually detect it. Uh-oh, I've fallen. Alright, that's fine. It didn't seem too painful. Okay, it wasn't that close. It was kind of on the next island. That's fine. We can leave it alone, or we can build our way up there. Is that what you're meant to do? Like build ladders and stuff to get up to these places? I didn't bring any iron plates, so forget about that. Alright, let's head back to our hub now, and since we've got all our rotors and all our other materials, we might as well unlock this main milestone. Did I just jump down into a weird valley that I'm not meant to be in? This doesn't look like the direction to my base. I feel like I was meant to be up there. This world is so scenic. Man, if you look around, so pretty. It's a great change from playing Factorio, where I was just staring at desolate alien planets and alien corpses littered everywhere. It's actually like nice and chilled. Now let me pick up some more pale berries, or beryl nuts, and see if we can chuck that into one of our machines. Is this a little cave? What is this? I see glowing. You can see even 4 hours into the game, our human influence onto this little planet. Our poor little lizard doggo must be not very happy with us at the moment, because yeah, look at us. We've just come over into the planet. It's not even been 4 hours, and we've already pretty much decimated the entire planet with all our crazy machinery. Anyway, let's check out that hard drive that we picked up. Where's our man? Hard drives, here we go. Now we can scan the hard drive and see what it actually does. Oh, it takes 10 minutes to scan a hard drive. All right, we'll leave that in there to scan then. Over here, we can chuck our rotors. We still don't have our 50, that's fine. We'll grab our rotors, we'll grab our iron plates, and we will complete off this milestone. In the time we were gone, our little machine has made 18 rotors, so our little rotor factory, while it works, is not very fast, which is fine. We can adjust the speed and things like that later. All right, just grab my iron plates, and now we should be able to complete off this milestone. And we'll launch our pod.
Milestone reached. The Fixit jump pad combines high technology and innovation for optimized factory traversal and an ideal travel experience. Clarification. Ideal travel experience not guaranteed. Individual results may vary. Pioneers are responsible for all workplace accidents resulting from jump pad usage.
Well, I hope you guys have workers' comp because we just unlocked jump pads and we're gonna go figure out how they work. But with that done, how do I unlock now phase 1? I thought that would just unlock everything for phase 1, but apparently, sorry, that would unlock everything for tier 3. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Okay, I have no idea what any of this means, but it doesn't let us do this. I assume I didn't see in special that there is a space elevator, so I assume this is what it wants us to construct. Let me start grabbing some of the materials out of my machines to do that, because we're going to need more than what we have. I know I can just build storage boxes here to auto store these materials, but I kind of don't want to overburden myself with too many of these materials, so that's why I haven't been doing it. Doesn't need too many materials. 1500, yeah, we're pretty much there. We can build the space elevator very soon. Just grab some concrete out, and we're just waiting for steel plates basically. But in the meantime, we can start experimenting with these jump pads that we just unlocked. Now, I'm guessing that's going to be in this section. It needs biomass to make. Oh, fantastic. So we've got the jump pad, which launches the Pioneer for quick vertical traversal. The launch angle can be adjusted while building. Be sure to land safely. And then the landing pad, which I guess stops us from dying. They do need rotors to make, so let's invest in some to cut down our travel distance somewhere. I feel like this is going to hurt a lot, but we'll see, I guess. Wow, there's actually not much biomass over here. I might need to make another machine just to make the biomass needed for these landing pads. Some spare wood, so I'm going to turn this wood into biomass and we'll just leave it in this machine. It's fine. Do I have enough power to get out of one of these? No. Where can I connect to very easily? This is a very temporary thing, so I don't care about creating sustainable power. I just want enough to make one. I got our 200 biomass. Let me just check my other machine so I don't shut down while I'm doing all this. This is definitely out of leaves. And this thing is almost out of wood. I should do another run before I start screwing around with this stuff. It doesn't take very long to get 200 wood. I guess with our factory running the way it's running now, our old power system definitely is due for an upgrade. Alright, got our 200 wood. Let's head back now. Pick our wood in here. And that'll keep our factory going for just a little bit longer. We will chuck a little bit of wood in here in case we need some more biomass. Oh, we've got another 200. So we've got enough for 2 landing pads and 2 jump pads. Would be useful to be able to get from our rotors over back to our main base. So I guess that will be a good testing thing. I guess we'll just do it right here, right? Let me bind this to a key. We'll do it to number 3. So we'll put down our jump pad over here. Oh, it kind of tells you where it's going to send you. Oh, it needs power, damn. Alright, that's fine. Power is kind of annoying to deal with, but we'll figure it out. So we need to angle the jump pad to where we want it to go. So like roughly over there somewhere. How do I adjust? Ah, here we go. Now we can adjust it pretty precisely to where we want it to land us. Now, if I do it shallow, does that mean we don't need to like fall as hard? Does that make sense? It doesn't take us that far as I thought it would. Maybe there's like Mark 2 and Mark 3 jump pads later that will take us further. Alright, let's just set up one and try it out. Let's connect it to any power source for now. Whee! Alright, well we don't need the landing pad. I mean, it's kind of helpful. It kind of sends us over this way, but it doesn't go that far, if that makes sense. I mean, I guess you can just daisy chain these jump pads together and get them to send you wherever you like. But for now, we'll just have one sending us this way and we'll just have one sending us that way. Help close the distance in our factory by jumping. Hilarious. Yeah, it definitely doesn't go that far, and that one does hurt me for some reason. But a very cool concept. So we can come over here, we can grab our rotors, for example, and then we can sort of go back slightly faster than we would normally go back. And it hurts us a little bit, but we can just heal up the damage. That's fine. I guess that's kind of cool. Alright, well, we've experimented with the jump pad. That's fine. I think we should get back on task and try to build that space elevator, because I think that's the next big point of progression for us. So let's check out if we've built enough coils and all the other materials that we need. Seems mostly we just need wire, like 1500 wire. We should have some wire in this machine as well. Yeah, there's our 1500 wire. What else do we need? We got the concrete. We just need the rods and the plates. So we've got the rods now. Yep, we just need the plates. I'm gonna repurpose this quickly just to make iron plates, and we're basically just waiting for iron plates now. I just manually crafted some iron plates. So we're ready to put down our space elevator. I have no idea where this building should go. I'm sure it's massive. There we go. It's freaking huge. Looks like it's got inputs on both sides, and I guess that's what we need to send up to unlock new milestones, I guess. It looks like it's freaking huge. Let me go find an appropriate place to put this monstrosity down. If I hold control, can I snap this to the world somehow? I have no idea. I have a feeling we're going to need to like maybe put down some foundation for this thing if we're going to put it somewhere. Let me figure out how to do this. It's not as simple as it looks. We need to intertwine this into our factory really nicely because it looks like we're going to need to feed it things from our factory one day. So I'm going to grab some more iron plates because we need the 250 to build the elevator. And we're going to need a lot more iron plates to actually build the foundation for the elevator. So given this factory over here that we just built this episode aligns with our world a lot better, we can probably build it aligned to this thing somehow. So let's just put down some foundation and see if it'll just start making sense at some point. Now, if this is a ramp up to our factory, we probably want a ramp in the middle to sort of pathway between buildings in our factory. And this might be a ramp to another factory. I'm just going to placeholder mark that with a ramp to say like another factory could potentially go here. And this is probably where new buildings can start, like say from here. So I'm going to build my standard 4x4 flooring and then see if our factory can fit onto there. Or at least partially fit onto there, and then I can put the flooring underneath the actual space elevator. Yeah, this kind of looks okay to me. Let's see how that aligns. We still have all the materials for the space elevator. Apparently not, because we've used up a few too many plates. Let me just grab some more. Now, a platform that defies physics is going to defy physics a little bit further by putting a space elevator down. Surface is too uneven. Is it telling me that it's too small and that it overhangs too much? All right, let's try building a slightly bigger platform. Eventually, we'll be able to build a platform big enough for the space elevator. Now our platform is 5x5. Let's see if surface is still too uneven. Okay, now we're missing concrete. This is going to take a while. All right, we can travel with our brand new launch pad. Whee! That hurts me for very little benefit. I feel like I run at the same distance as this launch pad launches me. Is there some way to like increase the distance of the launch pad? I have no idea. We'll find out all the answers to our questions eventually. I'm sure somebody in my comment section will explain how to daisy chain launch pads and stuff together for automated travel. All right, I have all my materials now. Let's see if it'll let us build it. Surface is still too uneven. Okay, this thing hates us. Fine, let's try a 6x6. Eventually, I'll have the enough foundation to build this, right? Surely. I'm going to run out of iron plate again. Watch. All right, our platform is now 6x6. Let's see if that's big enough to build it. It still hates us. Oh, no. Here we go. Barely just fits on a 6x6 and still overhangs. Fair enough. Let's just put it down for now. I'm sure we'll have to move it at some point. But there's our space elevator. I'm sure that's a major milestone. So to complete phase 1, apparently we have to deliver 50 smart plating, which is going to be our next factory, I guess. But for now, this thing looks freaking amazing, by the way. And it's got its inputs over here, so I assume it wants us to put stuff into here, right? Automatically, which is fine. We've got it sort of set up near our new factory area, and we've got plenty of room to do stuff in between. We'll set up something more, I don't know, like some walkways or something in between our factory, and then we'll start building new factories accordingly next episode. But let's quickly go check out our other hub and see if that's unlocked any useful milestones that we can take a sneak peek at before we end the episode.
Project assembly initialized. Congratulations, Pioneer. The space elevator will now automatically connect with the Project Assembly orbital platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which require the delivery of project parts, such as smart plating, via the space elevator. Subsequent phases unlock access to new tiers with more advanced technologies to construct, automate, explore, and exploit. It is time to be honest. This project is part of the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history, destined to save us all. Earth is in peril and only Fix-It pioneers offer hope for survival. Fix-It is counting on you. Humanity is counting on you. Do not let Fix-It down.
I was just gonna check what these things actually do. And I noticed that we have power shards at the moment. I don't know. So if we have a blue power slug, we can turn it into a power shard. And a power shard can do what? Production rate 7.5 per minute. I assume this blue power shard thing can, enhance the speed of production of some of our buildings or something like that. But anyway, our space elevator is done, and I just noticed how friggin' cool it looks. Holy crap, look at this thing. It's like massive, and it's just completely defying the laws of physics, connected by this one little ramp hovering in midair, exactly as how video games should be. But we'll definitely give some foundation to this thing one day when we can figure out how to make some sort of pillars or foundation to make this make a little bit more sense. But for now, it's just going to overhang. It's fine. And we're going to go figure out how to make smart plating. I was trying to look for it in my hub menu, but it doesn't exist, which leads me to believe that it must be made inside a assembler, which makes sense. It's a complex product, right? So we just drop an assembler somewhere and we can check the recipe for smart plating. And it just requires one reinforced iron plate and one rotor, which is fantastic because we've built our reinforced iron plate and our rotor factory completely opposite to one another. So yeah, that's definitely a smart thing to do, right? But I guess next episode, we can just move this factory out of the way and bring it over where the rest of our stuff is. We can start upgrading things to logistics too. So maybe we can even combine the functionality of both factories together to make smart plating and then output excess rotor and excess reinforced iron plate as well. Before we close out the episode, we have been staring at this blue power slug over here for a very long time. So why don't we go and collect it and build ourselves one of these power thingy-mabobs and see what it actually does. Now, I know building upward is kind of easier than building downwards. So I'm just going to guesstimate where these ramps need to start, probably around here somewhere. And we'll see if I've got enough ramp to get up there. Hello, can I build a connecting ramp? Thank you. I feel like I'm playing Fortnite now. Oh, almost got it right. Give me the slug. Damn it. How can I do this in the dumbest way possible? Building a stairway. Stairway to the blue power slug. There we go. Now we can pick up the blue power slug. Hello. Now we can deconstruct our mess. So you can hold control to like mass dismantle stuff, but I'm scared that I'm accidentally going to highlight something important in the background. And that'll dismantle everything at once. Fantastic. Now, with our blue power slug ready, we can now build one of these things. They're called a power shard. So let me craft one. So we got a power shard. Now, what do I do with this power shard? Do I put it into an assembling machine? Oh, this was a spare assembler, right? All right, I'm over at my assembler at the rotor. Like, can I put this power shard in here somewhere, somehow? I have no idea what this does and how I use this thing. Maybe these Mark 1 assemblers don't take them and maybe something else takes them later. I have no idea. Maybe I'm crafting these too early. I will see. I'm sure someone in the comment section will explain to me how to use that. But I think that's, we'll just leave it for now and we'll just remember that we have one of these power shards. And when we figure out what the heck to do with them, we can insert it into the appropriate spot to gain some sort of productivity benefit. Yeah, there's nothing in here that explains to me what this actually does, which is a shame. Anyway, before we close out the episode, let's just chuck the stuff in the MAM. And also our hard drive scan has been complete. So let's see what it gave us. alternate stitched
Hard drive
iron
analysis
plate.
completed. Alternative recipe selection
Oh, that's
available
awesome.
in the MAM.
We got 6 inventory slots and we found an alternative way to make iron plates. So instead of using screws and plates, we can make them using plates and copper wire. Amazing. Oh, we have to choose. We have to choose. Oh, this is so difficult. I feel like inventory slots is not as important as the ability to have different ways of making things, right? I feel like this is more useful, and this is more immediately useful because we can probably use this to make our reinforced iron plates for our smart plating. Interesting. We'll select the reward for now. Now we've got a new alternative recipe. Now back in our alien megafauna stuff, we don't have anything to unlock this stuff, but we did unlock this paleberry thing, so we might as well research that. Okay, doesn't tell us anything until we find this bacon
This fruit,
agaric.
called the paleberry, due to its tendency to stay light in color even when ripe, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
I'm going to take some of this iron plate, and I have a feeling that we have to unlock this ability to overclock to make use of our power slugs. So this thing requires one of these power shards that we made to do, and a couple of other random materials. So let's just start this research. Cool. So now we have the ability to overclock, I guess. Ada, tell me something about it.
Development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed.
There we go.
Underclocking is also possible. Note, power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially.
Increases exponentially. Interesting. Okay, so basically if we can support the power requirements of a building, what overclocking is going to allow us to do, there we go, check it out. So we've got this new clock speed interface over here where it looks like we can put different types of power shards, and if we overclock the building, it will produce things a lot faster but then use a lot more power, which is fair enough. This is probably something for more mid to late game, not something we need to do right now, especially since we don't really have that reliable of a source of power. Still running on wood and leaves at the moment, even though we're processing the wood and leaves into a slightly denser fuel source, but essentially we're still running our whole factory on wood and leaves. So hopefully next episode we'll be able to set up some sort of thing to make our smart plating, put that smart plating into our space elevator, and complete phase 1 of our space elevator project, unlocking tier 3 buildings and components. And with those tier 3 buildings and components, hopefully it'll give us some new and alternative ways to do things. Whoops, wasn't meant to jump there. I can kind of maneuver while I'm midair. Can I kind of go further? Not really. But anyway, I think we've made decent progress this episode. We finished unlocking everything in tier 1 and 2 and started building our space elevator. Then we can continue on next episode and figure out how to build a factory that makes smart plating and hopefully unlock some cool stuff. If you don't want to miss out on all that, don't forget to like and sub, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.